church. And I want to say there's a distinction here that we are not getting. The betrayal that Kalonzo did against Raila Odinga and the betrayal Raila Odinga has done against Kalonzo Musyoka, they are not the same. And why they're not the same here is that I think I have a case for distinction as well, that there's a time when everything, the distinction between Kibaki and the rest of the people are fighting for taking over from Kibaki. Kibaki was somebody who at least performed well in the economy. But you cannot compare leaving Kalonzo to support Ruto with leaving Raila to support Kibaki. There was something that was not too bad. In fact, I always get surprised why Kibaki's economy was doing very well and he almost struggled to win second term. So I would not really fault Kalonzo too much, but also we have to say that there's a need for Kalonzo to know that, for Raila to know that there's a time when actually Kalonzo stood with him, and there's a time when Kalonzo stood with Kibaki, and there's a time when Kalonzo stood with other people. But he had handshaked nearly all those people. So he handshaked Kibaki, he handshaked Uhuru. So by handshaking Kibaki neutralizes the fact that Kibaki or to Kalonzo. I remember when they were together, there's a time when there was fight over the red carpet, who has a bigger share? Is this Raila who is stronger or Kibaki? So that was neutralized. This was a time when now, it was a time when we have a bad president, a president who is bringing down the economy. And therefore, there was a need for us to have that economic emancipation. And this is the time when everybody in Kenya is shouting one term. But the issue is that 86% of Kenyans believe we need a revolution. And that time, somebody crosses over to stand with the enemy. And actually, people see William Ruto as an enemy. I don't have to apologize. I'm sure.
I think Fred
I
Ogolla.
knew you were going to speak. I knew
Yeah,
that.
Fred Ogolla, revolution only is happening in your mind. Which 86% of Kenyans are you talking about?
It's okay.
You have not done even sampling. In fact, I can assist you with TIFA results. The people who disagreed with the broad base is 68%. Where did you get 86?
By the way, Cherage, I knew you were going to speak, and I don't have a problem with that. I respect you, Senator. I'm just trying to say here that let us distinguish who actually crossed over to join somebody at the most critical point in the economy. And I believe that you know very well that I said Raila Odinga has been a greater guy, but the only thing is that the time we disagreed is when he joined William Ruto when the country needed a transformation. So you can say whatever you want, but let me say for now, what is important for our country for
now. So
you
want to be professor that the power should have been taken unconstitutionally instead of going to an election.
No. I don't believe power could have taken naturally. I just believe that Raila left a role which was given to him by the voter. Sovereign power.
But people did not vote for him in 2022. How would he have sovereign power?
What role was Raila given, Ogolla?
I don't know. What role? Because also I'm lost. What role? I'm lost because Kenyans did not vote for him in 2022. So what did they want Raila to do?
Raila Odinga presented himself before the voters.
Correct.
And as fate would have it, they elected William Ruto. In the structure of governance that we have today, there is nothing like opposition leader. It has never been there since the promulgation of the new constitution. So it is not there. Even what they call united opposition are just sideshows. Raila Odinga do not owe anyone. He doesn't know anyone.
Let me ask Fred a question. Then Fred, if you think, Fred, let me challenge you. Just 30 seconds, Fred.
Yes.
If you think Raila, listen, I will allow you to answer. Let me ask.
You ask me ask.
Just one question.
You ask me a question. Which role
Let me ask that second, so that you answer both.
You asked me a question. Which role was given to Raila Odinga? Let me answer you.
Let me just ask the second one.
Answer? Do you want to get
let me ask the second one.
Ask another one.
If you think Raila failed in presenting himself to do what you are saying should have done, why, as Professor Fred Ogolla, present yourself as the alternative and complete the job?
That's what I'm doing. So let me answer you now. First of all, I have declared that I'm going to offer alternative leadership to the current leadership, and I'm in my journey. you cannot fault a child who is in nursery school. They'll reach class 8. Whenever I'm starting, like Fred told me, start with MCA. Everybody has their own journey. Trump did not begin with any election. Trump began with the presidency. Trump is the president. He has won it second time. So everybody should have given a chance. I don't believe in ruling out anybody. Give everybody equal chance. Listen to them. If you're a leader, respect people. Now, the role that was given by Raila Odinga is simple. He got MPs. One of them was leader of minority in parliament, and he took that leader to a government. And that is very clear that he made difficult how business should be done in parliament. Even when we talk about the midterm reorganization of parliament, some people are still even trying to settle onto those positions. They don't even understand how some of those business committees work. And Chirage, I was in your office one day to visit you just to say hi, which means I have nothing to do, I have nothing against you. You know that. We have a picture with you. So you know very well I have no issues with you.
But no. By the way, I think you are a great man and you are doing a good job. But the capacity you have with the current politics, because I'm a practicing politician, you still run in the lowest league. Unless we are preparing you for your future, which we are willing to work the journey together.
That's good.
And you and Degwa said, let me finish. That is why I said, even on another media station on Thursday, that we want to retire these gentlemen who have stayed long, more than 40 years in politics by 2032, so that you and me, Degwa, Fred Ogolla, and the rest of us can now take over, including Mahanzo.
Can I have some minute?
Let me finish now by telling Kirage that...
Let Fred just finish, then we'll hear from Fred Okango, and then we'll come to you, Ndegwa, briefly.
Okay.
Okay.
So allow those people playing in the lower league to go into the higher league and play the Champions League. Somebody must begin somewhere. In fact, I can say that even you, Kirage, the day you declared you want to run for any seat in government, that's the day you have your first vote. At least I have one vote, which is mine. That one I can be sure. Unless I get mad, I'll vote for myself. So let me start with that one vote and it will multiply. I am not afraid of you dismissing me. I'm not afraid because I'm sure I have the capacity to rise to the occasion. Long live that capacity, and I'm happy you're saying we can work together. Even tomorrow, we can begin that coalition. But without making this sarcastic, what I believe clearly is that the vote Raila was given also gives him funding to do certain things. That's why political party funding is given to a political party depending on how many votes they get. Raila gets 15 shillings from every Kenyan for every vote they cast. Those resources should be used to ensure expand democratic space, not shrink them. That is what Kenyan gave them. 6.9 million votes was given to him. The MPs received MCAs and all those things. They determine the funding from political party, which he receives, but he doesn't use them for Kenyans. He uses them against Kenyans. And that is why I'm trying to say that he was given. Thank you. Over and out.